him say Elkanah name in that song. Yeah, listen to it. Don't say
Praise Yahweh Elohim, man. For his mercy and for it forever, you understand? It's all about seeking his face, dude. So I'm seeking his face. Listen. Yeah. I won't be envious against the wicked because I serve Yah. You can boast about your money while I boast about my Yah. Elohim is king. I'm forever bow down at his goodness and precious. The truth and tell me why my people want the curses. My people praying to the same God of their enemy. Just cause we don't hang on trees don't mean that they a friend of me. Walking in integrity, praying to my heavenly. If you wanna make it to the land, I got the recipe. Keep on the law, Yahweh Elohim. If you ain't about this righteousness, you can't ride with my team. I'm a law reinvent, making the difference between the clean and the unclean. Yeah, I gotta do my thing. I can't have no fools around me now. Tyler told me that fools will get you killed. Ariel told me that must control your spirit. Israel told me that serve no other gods. Elisha told me that. Blesses the man who puts all his trust in Yahweh Elohim. Curses the man who is evil. I can't stand a wicked man. Serving Yahweh is my joy. Proverbs on my closest friend. I look unto all my fathers, Jacob, Isaac, Abraham. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but give grace unto the lowly. I want to be holy. I fear Yahweh, the only Savior. Keep it good. I love my brother, honor mama dukes. And we yell, hallelujah. Yahweh for my truth. Yes, they know why we keep the law. Elkanah, he teach the law. Genesis to Malachi, so you know we got a ball. Blowing against all the eyes, wisdom is the principle. Make the wise the simple, though the law of Yah can break the soul. This is not a fairy tale, but Christ, he is a fairy tale. The law of Yah will save your life. Free yourself out of jail, free yourself out of hell, free yourself from the pain. All those that wait on Yahweh shall not be ashamed. Saturday is a sign. I put a sign on my hand. I read his laws every day. I follow all his commands. I talk with them when I sit. I talk with them when I rise. I talk with them when I walk. I talk with them when I lie down. Praise Yah Elohim because he's true. Plus his laws are the truth. I thought that you knew that there ain't no other God beside him. He did the law. Talking about the heavens where he was. He sits on the throne of goodness. Who measured the heavens with his span? Comprehended the dust. Split the oceans with his hand. Like he said, be ye blind. Open up your mind. If you put your trust in Yah, everything will be fine. Remember Yahweh in his power. We boast in his name. Each and every hour, sunrise down to the same. The wicked is an abomination. Don't come our way. The wicked Yahweh make the selection. Don't come our way.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters all over the world. I'm Yahuda ben Israel. I'm a Hebrew servant of the Most High Yah that came to tell the people the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Now, today's topic is I'm going to talk about Daniel, the book of Daniel. I'm going to read about the 4 Hebrew brothers in the Old Testament. Well, boy, they were cold-blooded. Man, you got to have this kind of faith. This is the faith that we need and got to have to fear Yah. So I'm going to start off in the book of Daniel, the first chapter.
Daniel chapter 1 verse 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it.
Now, this is ancient Babylon. This is not modern-day Babylon. We in modern-day Babylon in the United States, but this is ancient Babylon. It's 2 Babylon, but this is ancient Babylon. Read.
And Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of Elohim, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his dead God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God.
See, his God. Every nation on earth got their own God. Everybody has their own God, and he went to his God. Read.
And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and by whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Now these are the Hebrew brothers, God, the Elohim fearing guys.
Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of false deity, and to Hananiah of false deity, and to Mishael of false deity, and to Azariah of false deity. But Daniel purposed in
Hold up right there. See, every time we went into captivity, wherever we went in captivity, they changed our name. Just like when we came to America, they changed our name. They changed Daniel's name, and they changed our name. Read.
But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
Daniel said to himself, he's not going to eat this bad food, pork and swine and all this old mess. He was going no one going to defile himself for this Gentile.
Nor with the wine which he drank.
And he ain't gonna even drink no vodka, Hennessy, and Crown Royal and gin and beer that they drink today. He ain't gonna do that.
Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
He ain't gonna defile himself with the king's drinks or meats.
Now Elohim had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my master the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to
Melzar.
Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink.
In other words, try us for these days here. Give us a pulse, beans. Talking about beans. Pulse is beans. Just give us beans and water. Don't give us no chitlins and hallmarks and fat bad. Just give us these beans. Read.
Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee,
And then after we eat these beans, then look on our conscience.
and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat. And as thou seest, deal with thy servants.
Okay, in other words, the other Hebrew guys, you can feed them bacon and hog maws and chilling, but we gonna only eat beans, and then you gonna see the difference between us and them, the Christians and the Hebrews in this day and time. Because all through history, we've been some hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people, and these guys here was 1,000. They weren't studying it. Read.
So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
Everybody ate them hog maws and chitlins. It wasn't about nothing.
Thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse.
Instead of getting them bacon and hammocks and chilling, he gave them some beans and water.
As for these 4 children, Elohim gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams.
In other words, Yahweh was with them.
Now, at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar, and the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king.
In other words, it was 1,000. Wasn't nobody in the world like them at this time.
And all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And Daniel continued even until the first year of King Cyrus.
Okay. Now let's go to let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's go to chapter 3.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces.
Now we'll put this in layman term today. We're gonna use the president. What's the president there?
Trump.
Yeah, we're gonna use Trump as an example, as Nebuchadnezzar, and we're gonna use the governor, senator, all this. He made this. Trump made this big old image for us to bow down and worship and praise. And then we're gonna say it's a church. I'm just using this as an example. Now watch this. Read.
To come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Now the president has set up at the White House. We are supposed to go to the White House and to this image. Read.
Then the princes, the governors and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Now everybody in the United States went to the White House where the president had set up this golden image, this image. Read.
And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
And everybody stood before this image that the president had made.
Then Herod cried aloud, To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image.
Now when we start playing the national anthem, how it go? The national to the flag.
Yeah.
That when we start playing that music, that national anthem, everybody bow down. That's what they're saying. Read.
That Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And whoso falleth not down and worship it shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Now whoever disobeyed Donald Trump at this time going in the fiery furnace. Because he didn't gather the sheriff, everybody, the Democrat, the Republican, the whole United States to do this. To gather around this image and serve this image. Read.
Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Now, when the national anthem started playing, everybody worshiped this. The whole world said, all the people.
Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever.
Now, the Chaldeans is the Christians. The Christians went to the Jews, and watch what happened.
Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image.
Now, the Christians went and told them, say, look, you done made this image, and when the national anthem started playing, everybody supposed to worship and bow down. Well, watch what happened.
And whoso falleth not down and worship it, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
And whoever don't salute this flag or go down, and worship this golden image, don't go in this burning fire.
There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. False deity, false deity, false deity. These men, O king, have not regarded thee.
Now, he didn't say their names, so my son, he won't say their names because they're named after another deity. So he ain't supposed, but these names that they gave Daniel and Hananiah and them. Read.
They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Now, these 4 Hebrew brothers, they don't serve Christianity and JC of the New Testament in this day and time. They don't serve y'all gods.
Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring false deity, false deity, and false deity.
Now, he mad. They mad when you don't bow down to them. They get mad, upset, hostile.
Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O false deity, false deity, false deity? Do not ye serve my gods?
Now, he asked them a question. When he brought them to him, he asked them a question. Do you serve my deity?
Nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Man, is y'all going to worship it? I got the whole world doing this now. Is y'all going to do what the whole world doing or not? Now, watch their answer. Now, this is Daniel and his companions. There's 3 companions.
Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made, well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Now, when this national anthem start playing, all this music start playing, you got to bow down and worship it. Let's see if these guys gonna do it. Let's see if they're gonna listen to him or listen to Yah.
And who is that Elohim that shall deliver you out of my hands? False deity, and false deity answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our Elohim whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
In other words, the Almighty, in other words, this is the kind of faith that these guys had. They say, even if the Most High don't deliver us from this fiery furnace, we still not going to bow down to your image. We still not going to celebrate and worship your graven image that you made.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury,
And he's mad as a bear.
and the form of his visage was changed.
Well, he turned another color.
Against false deity, and false deity. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
And when they told him that they wasn't going to serve this image, they turned the stove up 7 times hotter than it's supposed to be. Now watch this.
And he commanded the most mighty men that they were in his army to bind false deity, and false deity, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
He got the strongest men on the planet to grab these Hebrew brothers and throw them in this fire.
Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments,
They was fully dressed when they went into this fiery furnace because they didn't bow down to this graven image.
and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Even though they didn't listen to Nebuchadnezzar, they threw them in the fiery furnace. Now watch what happened now. Pay attention.
Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot,
Too hot, super hot.
the flame of the fire slew those men that took up false deity, false deity, and false deity.
The same guys that threw Hananiah and Daniel and them in this fire, it burnt them up. It killed them soon. The fire was that hot, so it killed the men that threw them inside the fire. Now watch this.
And these three men, false deity, false deity, and false deity, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
They're inside this fiery furnace.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king.
Didn't we throw three men in that fire, man? Didn't we do that? Then they said, yeah, we did all that. We did what you said. Read.
He answered and said, Lo, I see four men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurts.
They walking around in the fire having a ball, giving high fives and shaking hands and popping it. And man, the fire didn't it hurt them at all. Why? Because Yahweh was with them.
And the form of the fourth is like the son of Elohim. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace,
Because he couldn't believe it. The four men, that hot as that fire was, he couldn't believe they wasn't dead. He couldn't believe his eyes.
and spake and said, False deity, false deity, false deity, ye servants of the Most High Elohim, come forth and come hither.
Listen, he had so much faith in them guys, he told them, come on, man, go with me, man. Boy, because I can't believe it.
Then false deity, and false deity came forth of the midst of the fire.
They came up out the hot fire.
And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
See, when you serve the Most High Yahweh, he ain't going to let nothing happen to you, just like I said. Now, if JC was his son, so y'all say, which is a lie, he wouldn't have never let that man get up on no cross and die on no cross. You see what he did for these Hebrew brothers. Throw them in a hot fire and then send them. Boy, this the faith that you got to have. So when the Most High with you, boy, you ain't worried about nothing else. When Yahweh got you. Read.
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the Elohim of false deity, and false deity, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him.
See, he sent his angel. The book says he sent his angel. Now, why he sent his angel to save JC? Because he don't normally ain't no such thing as JC. Now, he sent his angel to save these three Hebrew brothers. Don't you know he would have sent somebody to save JC if it was such thing as him? Should.
And have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own Elohim.
Made Donald Trump bow down. Donald Trump say he ain't got to serve JC no more. And he ain't got to, them guys going to serve the truth. They're going to serve Yahweh. Now read that again. Read the start or watch this.
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the Elohim of false deity, and false deity, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him.
They're trusting in Yahweh, not trusting in no New Testament of Yahshua. Read.
and have changed the king's word,
and changed his whole life around. His old man blew his mind. Read.
and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own Elohim.
We ain't gonna serve nobody but Yahweh. We ain't gonna serve Buddha, Allah, JC, Hamashiach, or none of that. This man had more sense than these Christians got today. Because the Almighty made a believer out of him. Read.
Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the Elohim of
Anybody that talk against these Hebrew brothers, watch what he say.
false deity, and false deity, shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill.
That's right. Anybody that speak against Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, and Daniel, hey, they house he gonna kill them. In other words, now this is a Gentile. Nebuchadnezzar was an Arab. This is an Arab saying this. He didn't went against his God, which is Allah, and he talked about Yahweh because he had to see with his own eye that Yahweh boy don't play no games, and he with his people, the ones that love him and do right by him. Read.
Because there is no other Elohim that can deliver after this sort.
He say even his God couldn't have did this. This was Nebuchadnezzar saying. His God couldn't have did this. So Yahweh is supreme over everybody. Now, boy, that's cold-blooded. Read.
Then the king promoted Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah in the province of Babylon.
Promoted, gave him a promotion, moved him up over everybody. Because he saw what Yahweh did. Man, that's cold-blooded right there. Okay. Let me see. There's something. To make a long story short, boy, when you love Yah, you ain't going at gunpoint. You gonna put Yah first, and whatever happen, happen. You ain't gonna sell out. Before you sell out, you gonna get the hell out, and you gonna bet out. You ain't gonna sell out, boy, when you love Yah, when you 100. You ain't gonna bow down to no man, whatever you talking about. I'm gonna give you 100 years in the pen. Like for instance, if you have to go to court, and the judge say, well, I'll let you go if you eat this ham sandwich. If you don't eat this ham sandwich, I'm gonna give you 5 years in Menard in the penitentiary. Guess what? Give me 5 years in the penitentiary because I'm not finna eat that ham. I'm not finna eat that bacon. That's mean if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. This is the kind of faith that you have to have. You cannot bow down to no man. I don't care what he talking about, death, the penitentiary, whatever. It don't matter. You got to be like these brothers. These brothers say, even if the Most High don't deliver me, we still not going to celebrate this image. We ain't going to bow down to this image. And then, boy, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, these brothers here, you got to be represent like they represent. Can't be scared. The Almighty ain't dealing with no scared man. Scared and trembling? No, you ain't. You got to fear Yahweh. Either you going to fear Yahweh or you going to fear a man. You can't fear both of them. You're going to either do what Yahweh say do or you're going to do what a man say do. So I admire these brothers that was in this book. Because, boy, they 1,000. They don't make them like this no more. A nigga tell on you, a nigga ain't got 2 days in jail. He don't want to do 2 days in jail. Oh, yeah, I eat the bacon sandwich and I eat 2 of them. I eat 2 bacon sandwiches. I can't go no penitentiary, man. I got my wife and kids and this, that, and the other. And man, I ain't studying that. Yeah. Okay, well, I tell it to go. Let's go to 6. Daniel 6.
Daniel chapter 6, verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as
Listen, so they always get jealous when you righteous, when you 100. They always look for an occasion to get them. You know, when you righteous and serve Yah, people look for an occasion for try to find out what you're doing wrong or, and trying to judge and all that. That's how they tried to do Daniel. But Daniel was 1,000. Read.
For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him.
The man was a saint. Was perfect.
Then said these men, We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his Elohim.
We ain't got nothing on this man because we know we can't find nothing. So now they're going to have to do it a slick way. They cunning. Now they're going to have to try to be slick and do it another way. They try to trap Daniel up, but it ain't going to work. What? Read.
Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever.
Now all of them that got together, all the senators, the governor, Democrat, Republican, and everybody that got together to try to get something against Daniel. These wicked people.
All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, and the princes, the counselors, and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any Elohim or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which alter it not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree.
See, the Medes and the Persians, Iraq and Iran.
Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went to his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his Elohim as he did aforetime.
That's right. Daniel prayed 3 times a day with the window open on his knees with his hands stretched forward. But in the New Testament tell you go in the closet, shut the door and pray. But Daniel didn't do it the way the New Testament say do it. Read.
Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his Elohim. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any Elohim or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, The thing is true.
Yeah, they done went behind his back. See, on some slick stuff now. Yeah.
According to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which alter it not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is in the children of the captivity of Judah.
See, he's in captivity like we are in captivity, and he's from the tribe of Judah like we from the tribe of Judah. Read.
Regarded not thee, O king.
Daniel ain't studying you, which he ain't. And Daniel ain't studying you. There you go. We go another cold-blooded subject. Read.
Nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself,
He mad.
and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and the Persians, that the law of the Medes and Persian is that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions.
And watch what happened when they threw this righteous man, God-fearing man, in the lion's den.
Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy Elohim whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his masters, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel.
In other words, he put this stone up on this hole where the lion of Daniel couldn't get out. Locked him in there with them lions. Read.
Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him.
He couldn't even sleep. Man couldn't sleep, tossing and turning all night. Watch this.
Then the king arose very early in the
Got
morning
up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, boy. Had to get on up and see what's going on.
and went in haste unto the den of lions.
Ran to the lion den, cause boy, he want to know. He want to see the truth.
And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living Elohim, is thy Elohim, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions?
He knew that Yahweh, the only one, can do it. It's the faith we got to have. Read.
Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My Elohim hath sent his angel and have shut the lions' mouths.
He sent an angel to shut the lion. Same thing he did in the fiery furnace. He did it over here in the lion's den. Sent an angel. Now, why come he didn't send no angel to save JC? Y'all tell me about that. He sent an angel over here in the New Testament. Show me where he sent an angel to help anybody. John the Baptist got his head chopped off. Now, why come he didn't send no angel to get that head, to keep his head on his shoulder?
That they have no hurt me, for as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt.
He ain't did nothing wrong. He threw me in the lion den for the bear false witness on him. Lied on him.
Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den.
Once he seen these lions that had mouth shut and closed and they ain't ate Daniel up, boy, y'all get him up out of there.
So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him.
In other words, the lions didn't touch him. They like little cats. He probably rubbing on them and babying them up and stuff. But then at the end of the day, they didn't eat him up. Now, if they'd threw JC in there with them lions, they'd ate him up. John the Baptist, they would ate him up. Luke, John, Timothy, Mark, the lions would eat all of them up. Why? Because you ain't serving Yah. Read.
Because he believed in his Elohim.
That's right, he believed in Elohim.
And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions.
Now the same men that lied on Daniel, they threw them in the lions den. Now let's see. Let me give you an example. They threw JC, John the Baptist, and Luke in the lions den. In this den, let's see what's gonna happen to them for lying on Daniel. What?
Them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces.
Broke all their bones to pieces. But we can't say JC had a wife and children because all I saw him read about him was being with men. So he didn't have no wife and children. But I don't think none of the rest of them either. Read.
Or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Then King Darius wrote unto.
Hold on. In other words, before they can hit the bottom of the pit or the den, the lions had their mouth open, eating them as they throwing them in there. Before they can even touch the ground, the lion's mouth open, eating them. Now read that again. Let me prove to you that that's true.
And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions.
They threw it because they lied and bare false witness on Daniel.
Them, their children, and their wives.
Their children and their wives.
And the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den.
Before they can hit the bottom of the den, the lion was eating them.
Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the Elohim of Daniel.
That's right. Before Daniel's God. That's right, because boy, he made a believe out of him. That's right. And he ain't changed. He's the same as today. You have that kind of faith, he'll save you.
For he is the living Elohim,
That's right. Yahweh is the living Elohim.
and steadfast forever,
And going to live forever.
and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even until the end. He deliver it and rescue it, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions.
Can't be talking about nobody but Yahweh. Can't be talking about nobody but Yahweh. Read it 27 again.
He deliver and rescue it,
He deliver and rescue.
and he worketh signs and wonders
And he working signs and wonders
in heaven and in earth,
in heaven and on earth.
who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions.
Yahweh is the only one that can deliver Daniel from the lions.
So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian.
That's right, boy. That's cold-blooded right there. In other words, what I'm trying to say, you have to trust in Yahweh. And JC and nobody else can save you or help you. You have to trust in the Most High Yah. That's it, and that's all. Anybody else, you going to hell with gasoline draws on. They can't help you. They can't help themselves, so how they gonna help you? Can't help themselves. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's read 12. Read 12. I mean, dang.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
Man, it's gonna be hard on the yard.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And
Everybody that's written in the book, in the Old Testament book, in the book of life. Yahweh got a book that all the righteous he got written in there. Everybody gonna be delivered that's written in his book, not the New Testament. His book. Read.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake.
Many of them that's in the cemeteries and the graveyard gonna wake up. Your grandmamas and granddaddies and whoever else is dead.
Some to everlasting life,
And when they wake up, some gonna be to everlasting life,
and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
and some of them going to hell.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
And that's my job, to turn many to righteousness. That's our job. Read.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book,
Seal the book.
even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro,
There's gonna come a time on this earth where we're gonna run to and fro.
and knowledge shall be increased.
And knowledge is increasing because 25 or 30 years ago, these people didn't know nothing about Yahweh. They didn't know nothing about Yah laws and statutes and commandments and judgment. Waking up. It's 2020. They waking up. 25 or 30 years ago, they were asleep. And boy, the knowledge is increasing because we waking up. People waking up. Read.
Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, How long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half, when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people. All these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Yahweh, What shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the end of the time. For the words are closed up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white
Many should be purified, clean and made white clean.
and tried,
And we're going to be tried, just like they tried Daniel, Meshach, Azariah. They tried and they was tried. You see, when they was tried, they passed the test, didn't they? Read.
but the wicked shall do wickedly,
The wicked going to keep on going to church and keep on serving Yahshua in the New Testament.
and none of the wicked shall understand.
And the wicked ain't going to understand that it's only Yah. It's all about Yah and not no Hamashiach Yahshua. Not no going through no son to get to no father. Not no being baptized. The wicked ain't going to understand. That's the reason they're going to keep on going to the New Testament and serving the New Testament and going to church because they wicked. If they was righteous, they'd let that alone. They get out the New Testament and just start keeping them laws.
But the wise shall understand.
The wise gonna understand what's happening.
And from the time that the day sacrifice.
Okay, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Now, I'm finna go and prove to him about touch not my what the Almighty said. Touch not my name and do my prophet no harm over here. And let's see what that said real quick. Let's see, okay. Yeah, go to Psalms 105. Okay, start at the 6th verse.
Psalms chapter 105, verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham his servant, ye children of Jacob his chosen. He is Yahweh our Elohim. His judgments are in all the earth.
That's right.
He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations.
That's right.
Which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
That's right. He never made a covenant with nobody in the New Testament. Show it to me. Read.
Saying, Unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance, when they were but a few men in number, yea, very few, and strangers in it, when they went from one nation to another.
That's right, because we stayed in captivity everywhere we went, because we always was hard-headed and stiff-necked and rebellious, like today. Read.
From one kingdom to another people. He suffered no man to do them wrong.
Now, when you're in captivity and bondage, he ain't gonna suffer no man to do you wrong. Why? Because you keep all his laws, and he ain't gonna suffer no man to do you wrong. Read.
Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes.
That's right.
Saying, Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
That's what the book say. Now, why he didn't say JC? He just say Daniel and Hananiah and all them and Daniel. Now read that again. It said what, 15?
Saying, Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
And boy, don't do my prophet no harm. That's right. Let's see. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 16. First Chronicles 16. Let's see. And let's start at 21. Yeah, First Chronicles chapter 16 and 21.
1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 21. He suffered no man to do them wrong.
Now he said it twice.
Yea, he reproved kings for their sakes.
That's right.
Saying, Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm.
That's right. What else?
Sing unto Yahweh.
It don't say sing in the JC. It don't say sing in the New Testament. It say sing in the Yahweh.
All the earth.
All the earth. Talking about all the Christians, all the Mormons, all the Baptists, all the atheists. That's cold-blooded right there. Read it again.
Sing unto Yahweh,
Sing unto Yahweh,
all the earth.
everybody that's on earth. So if you're on earth, he talking to you, Christian, you Baptist, Jehovah, when he talking to all y'all.
Show forth from day to day his salvation.
From day to day, salvation. Praise the mighty Yah. Give thanks to him. He the one woke you up. JC couldn't have woke you up this morning to go to your job or go wherever you want to go. Read.
Declare his glory among the heathen.
Declare his glory among the white folk, among the Gentiles. Tell them how merciful and how good Yahweh is.
His marvelous works among all nations.
His marvelous works, the stuff that he do, the sun shining, the rain.
For great is Yahweh,
He is great
and greatly to be praised.
and greatly to be praised. Nobody else. No Yahshua. No, ain't no such thing as Yahshua. Yahweh is greatly to be praised and worshiped.
He also is to be feared above all gods.
Yahweh is to be feared above all gods, even your God, Christian, Muslim, atheist, whatever you believe in, above all gods. Read.
For all the gods of the people are idols.
Everybody on this earth got a false god. That's what they're saying. Their gods is false. If you ain't serving Yahweh, your God is false.
But Yahweh made the heavens.
Who you think made the heavens, fool? Did JC make the heavens? Did Buddha make the heavens? Did Allah make the heavens? No.
Glory and honor are in his presence.
That's right.
Strength and gladness are in his place.
That's right.
Give unto Yahweh, ye kindreds of the people.
Give to Yahweh.
Give unto Yahweh glory and strength.
That's right.
Give unto Yahweh the glory due unto his name.
There's glory do it to his name. Because he the only one can stop it. Whatever it is happening, he can stop it.
Bring an offering and come before him. Worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness.
Yeah, right. Worship.
Fear before him all the earth.
Talking about the whole world, even the white folks.
The world also shall be stable,
Yeah.
that it be not moved.
They gonna be still. That's right.
Let the heavens be glad, and let the earth rejoice, and let men say among the nations, Yahweh reigneth.
That's right. Yahweh reigning. Who you think run this world? Yahweh run this world. Ain't no man running nothing. How a man gonna run something? He can't even run his. He can't control his own self. He can't run himself. Read.
Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the fields rejoice, and all that is therein.
So who you think made the sea? Who you think made the earth? The Most High Yah.
Then shall the trees of the wood sing out at the presence of Yahweh.
Even the trees sang to him. The trees sing to Yahweh. Did you know that? Book popping it.
Because he cometh to judge the earth.
That's right. He gonna judge the earth.
Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good.
It don't say give over thanks to JC, Hamashiach, or Yahshua. It say give thanks to Yah.
For his mercy endure forever.
And his mercy is doing it forever because he got to be merciful to put up with us. Because we some low down, rotten, dirty, no good people. Got to be merciful to put up with us. Because we monkey see, monkey do.
And say ye, save us, O Elohim of our salvation, and gather us together, and deliver us from the heathen.
He will deliver you from the heathen if you obey his laws. If you don't obey his laws, he going to let the heathen eat you up, barbecue you, and roast you.
That we may give thanks to thy holy name.
That's right.
And glory in thy praise. Blessed be Yahweh Elohim of Israel forever and ever. And all the people said, Amen, and praised Yahweh.
And all the people praise Yah, not nobody else. So anybody else that you praise, you's a fool. And you going to hell for it too.
So he left there before the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, Asaph and his brethren, to minister before the ark continually.
Okay, that's it though. That's all I wanted. But yeah, I just wanted to prove a point about the book of Daniel and let you know how the Hebrew brothers was 1,000 with Yahweh, and they didn't fear no man, and they wasn't studying no man. They'd rather be dead than sell out. They wasn't gonna sell out. No, so I just wanted to prove this point today about the Hebrew brothers that was in the book of Daniel. years. And like I say, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise and worship to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, hallelujah, and praise the mighty Yah. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Peace.